Cardinal fans, we're back for another edition of Heart of the Cardinal, and today we'll have Ball State football's Joey Stemler and Coach Ray Smith. He's Chris Radican and Mick Tidrow with you. A very good conversation with both Coach Smith and Joey Stemler. Those two were electric to talk with. Coach Smith is the electric factory himself.
He is the most electric person you're probably going to find on that practice field if you go to practice. And then Joey Stemler, who is basically the quarterback of this defense, a defense that's returning a lot of talent. With the same scheme, the same setup and everything. It's going to be really exciting. And it was great to talk to both of those guys.
It was awesome to hear Joey talk about how the game slows down for him now that he's going into his fifth year of college.
As he becomes the old man of the program, yes, things are much easier for him to see and process, and we're going to have a really good year out of him.
Up next, it's Coach Smith and Joey Stemler on Heart of the Cardinal.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. GameBridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at GameBridge.io.
Hey, Ball State fans, we're back for another edition of Heart of the Cardinal, and today we have Ray Smith from Ball State football joining us, passing game coordinator, cornerbacks coach. Ray, appreciate you joining us, and it's been quite a whirlwind for you since you joined Ball State football, right? It's all happening pretty fast.
Yes, I was happening pretty fast. That's the name of the business and the profession is like things go really, really fast, especially with a new head coach. Basically, we got here in December, and we had like 10 days to get many players we could get in, and had basically like almost 2 weeks off and come back and hit the ground running with the guys coming in, with the guys we brought from the portal, and just kind of learn the team. The one nice thing is we didn't have to know the coaches too well. A lot of us worked together or knew each other for some years just at camps and just, clinics, hanging out with one another, just blending staff. So, that was a nice caveat, and they had to, learn to meet people's names and background about what they all about and stuff like that. So that was pretty good. The hurt, like I said, the hurt was with the players.
You mentioned knowing staff, like you obviously know Coach U from your time, St. Francis and other places, but how awesome was it to be able to get a call from him and say, hey, you're going to come to Ball State. Let's make this happen.
Oh man, it was a blessing. It was like, cause, we was transitioning to Kennesaw. We got let go. I was in limbo and didn't know if I was staying, going, whatever, what's going on. And then, by the time everything transpired, Coach, you got this job. And, I worked for him before. My parents, my mom likes him. My wife's like him. So he was like, good dude. Like, who's going to be the head coach? And like, where he's at? I'm like, oh, you good. So it was like, it was really, really easy. And, when you work for a great dude like that, it makes coming to work really easy. And, the little caveat that, people don't know is I actually played for Coach U.
Yep.
I was a freshman. That was his first ever D1 job. He was a GA, and I was fresh in college, and I was like his scout team captain. He'd put the book up, and I kind of tell everybody where to go. And, me and him just, we rolled that thing out together. His first time in college and my first time in college as well. And I was on the scout team with him. So
you didn't have to think about it too long when he called you.
Oh, no, it's just like, where we going, Ball State? Being from this area is really easy. It was some of the logistics, it was tough. Like, my family's still back down in Georgia, so it was kind of like split right now. But other than that, it's like, all right, cool. Hung up the phone, just 2-minute conversation.
Not to get you or Coach U in trouble, but what was that experience like as him as a GA and you learning there?
It's nothing crazy. He was trying to figure it out. New for him. I was trying to figure out college, the whole scout team deal. Like, what is this? And just kind of just got line up your pieces and kind of be there and mimic the other team's offense and defense as you go against the offense and everything like that. And we at the end of the day, it makes you better as a scout team player, and it make him better as a coach. Just center from the defense perspective. Just being a coach and kind of get your feet wet.
So speaking of scout team, I'm guessing in high school you never played scout team. So
No.
how was that?
No way.
Because Coach, the reason I say, because same. You walk in, I'm like, I'm going to play right away, and it doesn't work that way.
No,
so
it's not work that way.
They tell you you're going to run the other team's offense, and you're like, huh? And you're like, wait. So how was that adjustment for you as a young kid?
Well, like football's different then to now.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody want to play, think they ready, but you technically not ready. I was ready mentally, like I knew the playbook, but physically I wasn't ready, and I needed that red shirt year. But just understanding my role, bounding your role, that's the biggest thing. Like, look, you are a sacrifice for the greater good, not only in your career on the back end, but also for this team.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I accepted it and knew what was coming for, and I was behind some guys that was really good players, all conference. So I was like, okay, let me get back and learn from them how to go is be about my business as a college athlete and kind of just go from there. And at the end of the day, I took it at this. I was going against NFL receivers, NFL backs, linemen, all conference players as well. So that's making me better. Like, okay, I get adjusted to the game of speed and things like that. And so when I was my time to shine on defense, it's like I've been doing this already for the last year on the scout team.
And how cool is it? Like Mick brought that up. How cool is that? You're a guy who coached you in college. You're now working for directly as a full-time staff person. It's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, and like I said, this is our second time around with one another, and it's pretty cool. The one thing, you know, I could tell guys like, look, I play for them, and I coach with them. It's been the same, been a great relationship, ain't much different. You know, we was laughing back then when I was 18, and I think he's probably like 25, 23, something like that. Now we're in our 40s, we both could laugh and, you know, have a good time just like we was back then, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's pretty cool. And like I said, you know, I'm one of the few coaches on the staff that could say to both that I play for him and work for him. And he the same way, and you'll love to play for him, you'll love to work for him. So that's a nice caviar.
Okay.
What's been the most gratifying part of your football journey? Could be as a player, can be as a coach. What sticks out to you?
Man, you know, as the kid said today, just getting out the mud. You know, my last name is Smith. My dad never coached ball. I don't got an uncle, nobody to get me started on third base. So everything I got, I had to work for. Same thing with Coach U. You know, he was an NIA coach, high school coach, you know, D3. Like, me and him worked from the bottom and just keep working our way up. And, you know, ball is ball. You know, if you could coach, you could coach. It ain't much different from NAI to Power 4 level, you know what I mean? So that's one of my satisfactions is like where I started, where I'm at now, and where I'm, you know, seeing myself going in the near future and stuff like that. And just working from the bottom up and just put my nose down and work, and then no handouts, no favors, just let my hard work and my players' production speak for myself.
Coach, one of the things I noticed about you, tell me I'm wrong, you wear cleats during practice, right?
Yeah, I wear cleats during practice.
Tell me about that. What's the reasoning behind that?
So, you know, they always say, you hang up the cleats, you grab the whistle. Well, I kind of never hung up the cleats. I just grabbed the whistle. But for me, I'm high energetic. I like running around.
Yes,
and so for me, it's like I'll be 42 coming up in a month and a half, almost 2 months. So for me, when I go like to teach and show them movement, if I can't do it now, I can't teach that kid to do it. I always say if I couldn't do it when I was 21 in my prime, or 22 or 20 years old, like I can't teach the technique. So when I go out there and demonstrate, I want my cleats, I want good footing. Because
Gotcha.
if you slip, you fall, you know, at our age, it's like, oh, I blew out a knee.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
That might be it.
It might be it. So I try to get, you know, good traction, look like an athlete, because if you fall, they go on your head really, really quick. And you've been to our practice, I accept all challenges. So if somebody called me out, I'm ready. So ain't no, you got to run and get my shoes and make no excuse. Hey, if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
That's right.
That's saying. So that's kind of my thing with the cleats. I always have them on. Only time I really take them off is a day like a scrimmage. Like, hey, put the ball down, let's go play. Well, I got no indie, no drills, nothing to demonstrate. So I don't put them on those days. But every day at practice, I have them on.
Love it. Yeah.
Has anybody found you to a 40 yet?
Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit. Previous schools here, you know, running guys down on the field when they break one on the defense. I'm like, well, I'm going to catch them. And then I'm like, well, this hamstring might go any minute, but I still try to run them down. But yes, challenge's always been thrown.
Could you cover anybody right now?
Yeah, I could.
All right.
I love it. I love that.
Would you just jam them up on the line? And
depends who they are.
Yeah, that's right.
If it's a tight end, okay, we about the same speed almost right now. Receiver, depends on which one. If they got a little juice, I'm gonna play off and catch them. But if I feel I could use my my ability, I'm gonna get up there, So it's all about the brain now. Like, okay, you got to pick your matchup wisely and do the correct technique from there.
That's great. And one of the things I noticed about you in practice is your energy level is over 100%. It's crazy how animated and vocal and energetic you are during the practices. And the kids, I saw your position group specifically, really fed off of that. And they really had a lot of swag during practice. So
yeah, and be honest with you, like, that's me every day. Depends on what day you call me on, a good or bad day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Depends how the group is playing. But like, I know when the guys get going, making plays, that gets me going. But if I'm going, somebody may be down, I always say, hey, feed off me. You know what I mean? Just borrow some of my energy. If I see somebody down, like, hey, give them a hug.
Yeah.
And like, hey, you feel that energy I just gave you? Like, let's go to work. And, it could be anybody. Like, I always mess with one of the video girls that film is like, hey, she drinking coffee. I don't like drinking coffee. And they was like, why not? Like, you think I need more energy?
You do not need more. I would have guessed you had a lot of coffee. So
No.
Okay.
No, don't drink coffee. I probably had maybe 2 cups in my whole life.
Okay.
Tried it once with my dad, and then I had a thing going at the previous school with the head coach. Every Sunday I was to drink coffee with him because he had like a fresh presser.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me try it. And I was like, never again.
Not for you?
Not for me.
Okay.
That's you and me, no coffee.
Yeah, no.
Nick doesn't drink.
Chris drinks enough coffee for the both of us.
I drink a gallon before 8 o'clock in the morning. So.
So is Coach U. So it's kind of the same. Go hand in hand.
What's your favorite coverage to teach?
Oh, man.
Okay.
Just get up there.
Cat defense.
Yeah, cat. Yeah, I got that cat. And that's my favorite one to teach because, everybody want to play on Sunday, and that's really easy. But it's a lot of details and teaching that goes in just playing man-to-man defense. So that's, it's easy to do zone. Like, hey, just stay back. Don't let them get past you. Or if you're playing cover 2, reroute them and sink, those type of things. And so it's pretty much man because you get a lot of teaching and detail with that.
Gotcha. And how do you deal with a DB, let's say a corner who gets torched? And it happens. It happens to every DB out there. How do you deal with that kid the next play? What are you saying to that kid? And what's your teaching approach or coaching approach to that kid?
Well, it's easy. I played it.
Right.
I knew you're going to get torched.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That guy's on scholarship too. NIL money now too. So at the end of the day, you get torched. Let's rewind it.
Yep.
How did it happen?
Okay.
Was it bad technique? Was this guy just God-given better than you? Let's figure out what went wrong. And kind of just encourage him. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing is, he already down on himself. You know what I mean? Especially big play, playing in front of 20,000. We go to Purdue, it might be 60, 70. We're going down to Auburn. I know it's going to be 90. Like, TV, he's already down on himself. So it's kind of like, okay, do I need to just come pile on and get him more down or encourage him, uplift him and get him going in the right direction? Right. So it's like, for me, like I totally get and understand. I've been in your shoes before. I've been beat. And it's like, hey, look, why did it happen? Always get to the why. And, like this day and age, kids like to know why. So, like, explain the why. If you get to the why, then they understand, then you would just kind of go from there. You know what I mean?
Right. And then something I've always wanted to ask DBs and wide receivers. When you guys score, you guys have a celebration.
Yeah.
Do you have that in your pocket at all times, or is that something you're pretty spontaneous about?
So I'm going to speak personally with me. I wasn't the hands gesture, that type of guy. I'm a talker. Okay. Obviously, you couldn't tell. So, I'm always talking trash when you're getting off the bus until you're getting on the bus. That's when I start and stop. Kind of really don't stop. But so I never did all that. I know the guys I've been coaching for the last 20 years, and especially the new stuff now with the seat belt and all the other stuff. I do it with them, having fun. At practice, in games, get more energetic and stuff like that. But yeah, I wasn't a guy like that. But, some guys I've seen rehearse it. Some guys just do it natural. Some guys have got the normal celebration. So when they make a play, that's what they do.
All right. So I know you came from Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
So varsity hot dogs, up or down?
It's kind of like, they're not down, but they're not like, oh, I got to have it every single time. It's kind of like in the middle. Like, it's a good dog, but obviously being from up in the Chicagoland area, you got Portillo's. So
that's why I asked.
Yeah, so it's like, if you had to pick one or two, give me Portillo's.
So you're from that area. No ketchup on hot dogs ever, right?
I do like ketchup on hot dogs.
Lord
I'm
have
a
mercy.
tomato guy.
Lord have mercy.
So no coffee, ketchup on hot dog.
Yeah, we're gonna have problems like
It's all right.
I'm just messing.
I love it. I love it. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Oh man.
Or two or three, if you can't pick just one.
Yeah, I don't have one. I always like mimic people, like swag style, like Deion Sanders, prime time. I just used to have the little headband around the neck, the one chin strap hanging off, just totally swag. But my game, who I like to compare it to, was Ronnie Lott and Jack Tatum. So my game was physical. I always wanted to put people in the dirt. Best way I could say it. So I mimicked those two. You know, Jack Tatum, my dad was a huge Raider fan, so he used to talk about him all the time. Never saw him play, but then YouTube finally came out. I was like, oh, yeah. Ronnie Lott was a corner. I started off in corner. And, you know, my high school coach wanted to get me recruited to go to college. So he moved me to safety my senior year. And he was like, basically like, they could never, you go always around the ball. They can never run it, throw away from you or do nothing. You always around the ball. So he just stuck me in the middle and just let me run and do everything I could do. And Ronnie Lott went from corner to safety, but he also punished people. And so I would say those three guys, you know what I mean? You know, like I said, Deion with the swag and the persona, the how to carry yourself, the swag, and those other two is like the physicality in the game.
You mentioned YouTube. YouTube had to be the biggest revelation for athletes because you could go and watch anybody's tape that you wanted to.
Yeah.
And now, of course, it's so readily available, but what you're talking about it just coming out, like that just sparked that in my head.
Yeah, and if it wanted YouTube back then, I believe, you know, you watch the NFL films. You know, you saw highlights. ESPN, when they was first, well, not first, but like 15, 20 years into it, you know, they just show stuff from back in the day. It's just like, anytime I could catch a Jack Tatum highlight, you know, I try to watch it.
Yeah, they're all on TikTok now, all the TikTok addicts.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that app.
You don't have that.
No.
I don't have that.
It didn't surprise me you didn't have that app. Within your 20 years of coaching football, when you hear that it's been 20 years since you started coaching football, how would you describe what Ray Smith's journey has been like coaching football?
Man, amazing. It's been unbelievable. Like I said, just the journey I've been on, the ups and downs, the people I met, the people I came across, that's players and coaches. Like I tell you, just the game of football take you many places. You know, when I first started at D3, took a trip overseas. That's the only time I've been overseas. Went to Germany, France, Switzerland, like all those places. And, you know, when I was at SEMO a couple years ago, like, I've been to the mountains, so I would never, like, hey, let's go to Montana.
Yeah.
Nobody ever say that. And I've been out there twice. I've been to Utah. Been out to Rhode Island, places I never thought I imagined I'd go, and I actually been there. You know, once a player, we went to a bowl game. You know, we went to the Silicon Valley back in 2004 in San Francisco. And so the guys I played with back then, we still kind of talk about that trip. And so, you know, like I said, football took me many places, met a lot of cool people, and got to coach a lot of great dudes. So it's kind of, like I said, it's amazing and it's unbelievable.
Ray, last one for you before we let you go. Season's coming up fast. We got to get to June. We got to get July and August, all that stuff. But what excites you most about where this group is at?
I think we got a lot of talented players coming in through high school in the portal, and some guys that was already here in the program that chose to stick around. And, you know, I know we could be the underdog. I like it. I've been an underdog my whole life. I think we'll sneak up and surprise a lot of folks as far as, you know, what we have to offer. And I think we'll do a lot of good things that the community is going to like, you know, the alumni is going to like about what we've been doing as a program, and kind of just go from there. And just, you know, I play in the MAC, so I get it. I get the footprint of it. And
you know Maction.
I know Maction.
You know Maction.
I know Maction. And so, like, the MAC is always wide open every single year. It's like, can you do those little things to help you succeed and go be a MAC champion at the end of the day? So it's one of those deals where I think we got some pieces that could do it. And, you know, the biggest one and all of it, we got to stay healthy. And after staying healthy, you got to make sure we gelling really good. So that's what June, July for, and August, and, you know, hit our stride at the right time.
Well, Ray, we're excited to see what you do. We're excited to see that energy on the field come August 30th against Purdue. Appreciate you joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate you guys.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gainbridge.io.
We're back inside the Betsy M. Ross studios here in SportsLink in the Letterman building, talking some Heart of the Cardinal stories. Joey Stemler of Ball State football joins us here. Joey, appreciate your time, and we're to that point now. Summer camp is here for Ball State football.
Yes, it is. It comes fast, and it's a great time. Just finished up day 2 today, and it's just great to get back and, see even the new guys we brought in. Coach, you mentioned to us in our meeting the other day, 46 new guys from when we started this thing, of course, through the whole thing. So it's good, building all the pieces, this and that. And it's just good to get back and hang out with all the guys and, do it right and do it the best we can.
You were even saying right before we jumped on a little bit of a light sunburn today, the heat.
Yeah. First day outside on the new turf. So obviously thankful for that. Beautiful turf out there. It feels wonderful. But yeah, sunscreen and, you can't ask for anything better than that. Working hard, sweat, blood, tears, everything.
Do you guys put sunscreen on before you go out there?
I do. I burn very easily, but I'd advise people to.
I don't think I ever did that. I don't think that was even
never
a thing.
did?
No.
Yeah.
We weren't very smart back then. I'm gonna be honest with you. We were not.
I don't do it for some of the games though, because last year down in Miami, Florida, it was just so hot and the rain delays, and I'm just like, it's a game. I'll sunburn this, which one weighs more. So,
right.
What did you do during that rain delay, during that lightning delay we had?
Sit there and just, wonder what's happening and, try and I was in the mood. I wasn't in the mood, just kind of going back and forth because it just kept getting pushed back and, trying to get guys, kind of keep their head on straight and this and that. And, at a certain point, it's like, man, what's going on? What do we do now? And then finally, when they said, we're good to go, it's all right. I'm going to snap back into it and quit, I wouldn't say goofing around the locker room, just trying to relax a little bit. You can't be too tense.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you have to restart your pregame routine during those delays, or do you say that's all out the window?
Well, we went out to stretch again and then went back in and, finally it's like, we're just going. So that kind of threw some things off as well. And, and people were getting hungry because we're missing meals and it's a whole sort of problems. And it's obviously it's not fun to be in that situation. I'm so very glad that we got to play, be in that environment, play against, Cam Ward and all those guys, and just, what a great experience, for not only myself, but the whole entire Ball State team. And, it was a very, very fun time.
Right.
What did you learn about yourself in that game?
I just learned that, I'm here for a reason, really. The coaches trusted in me and, I can trust myself. And I just learned that, I can play on this stage and, if there was doubts about it, I wouldn't be really in this position. So I really just found out that, self-confidence and really just huge self-booster, I would say.
Outside of sunscreen, any other pregame rituals that you stick to before every game?
Always talk to my parents, especially my dad. I know we kind of mentioned before when my dad played football. He gets it. He understands it. So I kind of talk to him and he kind of gives me little insights of maybe that, because obviously he knows me more on a personal level. So he'll know kind of what's going through my head, this and that, and kind of helps to calm me down or, fire me up, whoever one. Yeah. He can kind of tell by my mood. I always talk to him, always give him a hug. And then my mom, she's always there for me. She's only missed a couple of games and she hates when she missed games. She, she's my number one biggest supporter. She knows football, I would say better than, most people do as well. But, even though she doesn't really know what's going on, the ins and outs, she's still there. She's a very fiery woman. She's not the, type of mom just to sit there and, oh, like, is he okay? Like he's, yelling at me to get back up. And she's always been like that since, I've been born, and she's always very supportive of it. And I thank them, and, I love both of them to death. And I wouldn't be able to do that without them.
That's great. That's great. On the football side, You got a rare situation this year in that you got your defensive guy back, defensive coordinator back. That
I
doesn't
did.
happen in a staff turnover a whole lot.
No, it does not.
So you've got another year of the same terminology, same verbiage, same scheme, same calls, all that stuff.
Yep.
How are you adjusting to that? Is that helping you?
Oh, it's wonderful. I love it. Last year I really understood it, but this year it's really fine tuning it. I even told Coach Knowles, when we go into these meetings, I'm still writing every single thing down like I just did last year. Like I'm learning it for the first time. Even if I've run or seen the same formation 1,000 times, I can always do something better. So I'm still taking the same notes, honestly, maybe even more, and just trying to learn, the most that I can in this time that I have with him, and trying to really be that leader of the defense even better than I was last year. Cause I know I had Keontae next to me, and he was, the older guy. So people looked up to him more when, now it's my time really. I don't really have a choice about that. And I'm very thankful to take on that role. So I'm just going to do what I, can do the best of my ability.
Good. And I vocalized my thoughts about you to Mick. He knows how I feel. So he knows what I'm thinking, but what have you improved on since last year?
Yeah. I really just trying to be more of a vocal leader. I really I've known myself as an action leader per se. So I'm trying to be more of a vocal leader and trying to encourage guys more, and honestly trying to understand guys outside of football on a personal level as well. Trying to understand, why they're here, like their why and their how, and what kind of drives them as well. And, being all 11 on the defensive unit, and so we can just play, the best that we can. And I know he's going to do his job. I know I'm going to do my job. I don't have to worry about and trying to do way too many different things. I do me, he does him. And it really, really helps.
Okay. And how things have changed in the program for you since December, since Coach U got hired?
Really just kind of giving me, and when I say free range, I don't mean like I do whatever I want. It's more of he lets me kind of be like that vocal leader, that action leader, and kind of he doesn't really step in the way of that. And Coach Knowles kind of emphasizes that as well. Just, letting me try to connect with them on a personal level, and just kind of creating friendships that I've really never thought that I would create, or I can talk to guys that, might be vastly different from me, which is amazing, and learning how everybody comes together as one. So it's really just the fact that like I said, like that free range of, letting it kind of be a player-led team for saying more of a coach-led team.
Love it.
And, and player-led, this and that. Like we want to do it instead of the coaches telling us to do it and telling, them getting on us about it. It should be, we want to do it because they can't do it for us.
Love that. It's great.
First career interception last year. You make that play. What's running through your head?
It was the one that I fumbled, or
which one was the first one?
It was
you returned.
It was the one that you returned, I believe, right?
Yeah. So I caught it, and I was trying to secure it and put it away, and next thing you know, it just plopped out, and I was, obviously faking it till I make it. It's our ball and this and that, and everybody's questioning it, but
because it's on their sideline.
Yeah. And I was just excited. I was really more excited to put our offense in that position and, let them do their thing. And, I'm not one to kind of, I'm very hard on myself. I don't really give myself some like self-gratification a whole lot of time. I just try and do what's best for the team. So I was really excited to, help the team out the best that I could and, make that play, because it's kind of running through my mind. Like, I should have made that play, and it's right there. And if I would have dropped it, this and that, like I would have been mad at myself about that. So it's more or less like, okay, I made the play, offense do their thing. Let's go do it again. Like, line back up and do it again.
So confessional time.
Yeah.
Did he throw it right to you, or did you make a play on the ball?
It got tipped.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It got tipped up in the air, and it was just kind of right there. And it was just like, all right, I'm
couldn't help but catch it, right?
No. I was like, it's mine.
It's mine. Did you think about housing it, or are you just trying to get?
Oh, I was just trying to. I honestly kind of one of those moments where you just kind of black out and you just kind of just run.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going on. You're on the ground and kind of looking around like, oh man, what's going on?
Did you get the ball?
What do you mean? Did I get the ball?
Did you get to keep it? Or?
Oh no. I had to throw it back.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, it was their ball. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was their ball.
Use it the next play, probably.
Yeah. But the second interception though, I knew for a fact the NIU game, when I saw the ball up in the air and got tipped again, I knew I was like, I'm not returning this ball. This is crunch time.
Yeah.
And so I went up two hands and just boom, right here, secured it. And I'm like, all right, nobody's touching, like nobody's getting this. And I got rocked right,
did you?
Fully exposed left side. I got rocked, by the defender. And, and I knew I was having the ball. I wasn't even worried about returning. I was just, trying to make that play.
Secure it.
Yeah. Just, it was a different mindset that time. I saw him like, this mind, not having that same mistake again.
Okay. And you played 3 years of varsity and you played for a powerhouse program. I'm going to say it on the air, a powerhouse program, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Elder High School, and their stadium is renowned. If you've never seen it, it's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing spot.
It is. Yeah.
Tell me about that experience and how that shaped towards who you are today.
Wow, man. Well, my junior year was probably the best year that we were. We went to state that year. A lot of great players on that team. And really just the competition I was playing against them really helped shape me who I was. I was undersized, getting recruited. I was only 190 pounds playing middle linebacker in the, state game. I'm playing against guys who were going to Ohio State and Michigan State. So it was kind of, once again, kind of that self-confidence booster and just honestly playing to have fun and, playing teams like Moeller and St. X and, really, really renowned programs like that who have been successful at that stage is very, very, fun to play against, and you learn a lot. Even when we played Cathedral all 4 years, Indianapolis Cathedral all 4 years, that's a great program as well. And just, competition really helped me. When I came in here, it's like, all right, I might have not been the best in high school, but I was obviously good enough to, be in this position and blessed about that. So, some people have faith in me. Let me go do that now. And I kind of felt like playing there and playing against competition like that and guys that I surrounded myself with at Elder really helped me.
Okay.
Where I was.
And being a Cincinnati kid, I got to ask you, is it Skyline or Gold Star?
It's not even close.
Okay.
Skyline.
I knew that would be.
Oh, yeah. Everybody from Cincinnati loves all Skyline, no Gold Star. Everybody else outside of Cincinnati is
Team Skyline, NIL. Let's go. Come on.
I've never been to Skyline.
Shame on you.
I'll just say that.
What's your go-to?
Oh, man. You're going to think I'm a very large person for getting this, but I, two Cholitos, no onion, mustard with spaghetti in it, and then 3 cheese conies, no onion, mustard.
That's a good order.
Oh, it's a great order.
Hefty order, as
and
I would say.
I tell you what, it's gone in about 5 minutes. I'm locked in.
I think no matter what you get at Skyline, it's gone really quick. Everybody who eats there, you're in and out in like 12 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And it comes right out and you're good to go.
Yeah. And they always have it ready. So
oh, yeah.
we got to get to Mick to Skyline.
I guess.
There's one down there in Anderson.
Yeah, I know. I've been telling myself, This is year 5, and I've been telling myself I'm going to go drive down there and try it out to see if it's the real Skyline, and I've never made it down there.
Okay. Fair enough. I had to ask.
Oh, yeah. So. Everybody's, all my friends are, that's disgusting.
I feel like Skyline is either a yes or a no. It's not, nobody ever says
nobody in
it's
the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm hungry now. Let's go get some food. Joey, you kind of mentioned this when you were talking about your first to second interception is a small example of this, but now that you're going into year 5 of college football, how have you seen the game slow down for you as a whole?
Yeah. So obviously when I first came in here, in the first even reps in training camp, it's, guys are flying around and, my head's in a spin. It's really the fact that I understand more the playbook side. I understand my football IQ has grown, and I never thought that it would have. And I actually want to thank Clayton Cole and Cole Pierce. When they were here, they really took me under their wing when I was here and kind of really slowed the game down for me, telling me, you don't always need to be 1,000 miles an hour. You don't need to make every play. You don't need to do all this, just do your job and focus on your keys, you're trying, whatever it is, and just focus on that. And it's really helped me, slow it down. It's like, I'm fast enough to make this play if I'm in the right position. All I got to do is, and it also goes back to the trust piece as well, like I talked about before, just trusting the guys in front of me, trusting, they're going to hold the B gap. They're going to, slant this. You know what I mean? It's that trust factor and really just trusting in myself and understanding the playbook, inside and out, really.
Is the game truly slowed down, or is it the perception of I've done the work, I've done this rep before, help with that, or is it kind of a combination of all of them?
I would say it's a combination of both. I've seen, and kind of like I talked about before with Coach Knowles, we've seen the same formations and stuff like that, for over a year now, and I'm still fine tuning that. But even then, I'm still, slowing my thoughts down and not trying to do 1,000 different things. And, it's really just a combination of both. It's kind of hard to say just because of there's so many little details that go into it, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, it's really just slowing down. And last year was really where I felt the most comfortable, kind of just playing. And like I said, not kind of going back to Coach Knowles is kind of letting us play fast. And if we mess up, just go mess up, playing 100 miles an hour and go make the play, go make the tackle. We can fix it later. We can do this and that. And it's really helped me kind of just, not worry so much and just go, don't hesitate.
As you enter into your last season of college football, what are you looking forward to the most? What is really exciting you about this season and and as you approach the sunset of your career?
Obviously I want to go win the MAC championship. I want to put this place in a successful position. I want to, I want to be the face of the program of all of Ball State, and Ball State football is not one of those, laughing programs, this and that. I want to, set it in stone. We can go out there and compete with anybody whatsoever. And I want everybody to get their individual goals and do what they want to do, and really just, build that locker room to where everybody's a brother. Everybody's, can talk to anybody or anything about anybody, and, just go out there and win that MAC championship and, show that we belong, and really, kind of lead this place with a bang.
Love it. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
How do you think that the linebacker group has been able to grow the last couple of years with Coach Knowles? You've mentioned Coach Knowles a couple of times. You mentioned Keontae, Clayton Cole Pierce being big figures in your career. But how have you seen that group specifically to start to take the next level jump?
Yeah, so definitely when Coach Knowles came in, there's Jack Beebe still here, Jackson Weagold's still here, Caden Johnson is still here. We've all been here. We've all been experienced. Especially me, Jackson Weagold and Jack Beebe all came in together, and we've known each other for 5 years now. And it's really off the field as well. We hang out all the time. And even when Clayton and Cole Pierce were here, we hung out a lot outside of football and really just kind of showing our true selves. Everybody's different, and everybody, one person's a jokester, one person's, a little bit more laid back and kind of just, mixing and matching. And now that's kind of now how it is as well. New people come into the linebacker room. It's like, be yourself. We don't want you to be somebody who you're not. And, we kind of build it that way. Like any of the linebackers can talk to anybody about anything. Coach Knowles is very personable with all of us, is always asking us, it's not like we walk into the meeting room. It's, we're doing this and this, and, always, how's the lift? How was your, weekend, this and that, trying to reach us on a personal level where, makes you feel like, he cares about us. And I know he does as well. And I'm not saying he's not, but he makes it feel that way. Like, you can trust him, or if you have problems, his door is always open.
It's genuine.
Yes.
It's a very genuine room.
Yeah.
So,
and, we, in meeting rooms, we joke around when we're, doing something, and, obviously, we're learning and, always growing that way. But, it's not one of those where it's, super strict and you can't talk, it's, we're kind of just being ourselves.
Gotcha. And this is a family show. So what do you guys do in your free time?
Well, man, in the summer, play some golf.
Yes.
Hang out at the pool, hang out with a bunch of teammates. Really just play a lot of golf, honestly.
That's very nice. Speaking of my heart, that's my love language, golf.
Yeah.
What's the best part of your golf game?
Driving.
Driving. Okay.
Yeah. Driving.
Yeah.
Chipping. It's all right.
Not so much.
No, but driving, if I can hit it, we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd be the ringer in an Audi.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just give me the driver and first shot and be good to go.
All right. Love it.
I feel like you'd be a really good putter.
I'm decent.
I feel like you'd be a good
Getting better. So
I feel like chipping was always my best. So if you're the driver, I'll chip, you putt.
Sounds like we have a nice
I'm
squad
in.
going.
We're in good shape.
That's what we say now, and there's going to complete opposite.
Oh yeah.
True.
We can feel like we will make some money somewhere. Go hustle some dudes.
Joey, when you look at the next couple of months from June and July, what is the focus of this team to get ready for that first kickoff August 30th?
Well, from a strength and conditioning standpoint, we're always trying to get stronger, trying to get, be the best in shape team that we possibly can, really win games in the fourth quarter. We're doing a lot more of formation drills and playbook recognition quizzes and stuff like that, where we want to be not only a more physical, but we also want to be a smarter team as well and understand the game of football in way more fine detail than the average, football watcher and listener would understand the game. And we're really trying to, we understand that fall camp is going to be physical, but right now it's more or less of the mental side of it, and that's what we're really, really trying to improve on. Anybody can run the certain plays throughout the game. It's just how your first steps are, how this and that is, goes for every single position group in the whole entire team. So that's really what we're trying to focus on. And on top of the strength and conditioning standpoint as well, be, the best in shape team, win, like I said, especially win games in the fourth quarter too. We have teams right where we want them. It's how do we finish and how do we attack that?
You said first steps, and that made me think of when were your first steps on a football field? Do you remember the first time you stepped on?
I remember it very, very vividly. 2022 night game at Tennessee. I was on.
That was his first game.
That was your first game as well?
First game back, yeah.
Well, that was my first game, and I was on kick return on the front line, and I remember I walked out in front of 105,000 people there.
Yeah.
And it honestly felt like I was in a video game. I was looking around more than anything and focusing on what I should be focusing on. So it was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So I had to go. I was on the double team on one of their players, and I look across and he's huge. He's like 6'5", 270. I was like, wow, this is all right. Like whatever. I run back and I turn around and he's already there.
Oh,
he got there faster than anybody I've ever seen, faster than, what I've ever imagined. And he lit me up. He ran me straight over and, put me right on my back. And, I got up and I was like, oh man, like welcome to college football right here.
College football. That's right.
And he was trash talking this and that. And their whole team was, and kind of just ran back. And after that, it kind of set the tone though. 'Cause I was like, all right, he got me, I'm going to go do it to, somebody else now. And after that, I was good to go, but it was really, that was my welcome to college football moment. He lit me up. I was like, wow, like this is a lot different than high school. And this is a lot different than when you do special teams drills in fall camp.
Yes.
You can't simulate that.
You cannot. What about when you were a little kid? When did you start playing?
I've been playing since kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've been playing since I was very young. My parents always tell me when I was little too, I would always play with my older brothers as well, even if they were, 13, 14, I was always playing. They always called it like knee football, and they would always be in their knees. And, I was always running and tackling them and just, kind of just being like a menace really around the house and always doing it. And, but I really think I got it from my dad, like I said, because I knew he played football and I wanted to be just like him. So I've been playing since kindergarten. And then, I've made a lot of friends throughout that, time through grade school, who some of them went to go play college football, and one of my best friends still does play college football. So I really connected with them, more than really anybody else, because, we kind of are the same person. We get each other and we're doing the same thing. So it's always very nice to have a support system like that as well.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Any other sports growing up or just football?
Baseball, baseball and basketball, quit basketball through, after 8th grade, and then played baseball for, 2 years in high school. And then I hurt my knee. I didn't get my junior year season because of COVID. So I was going to play then. So then I was playing summer ball my junior year, and I hurt my knee pretty badly. And so I was like, you know what? Like I don't know if I want to do this again. I'm just going to go focus on football. Blessed with the opportunity to play football. And I was like, I could have played baseball my senior year, and I chose not to, because I didn't want to hurt myself or risk anything like that coming in. But I was a huge baseball fan as well. I was DH a little bit. I played right field in high school, and it was a relief pitcher as well. But I really, really enjoyed baseball.
That makes sense because you were at the football, softball home run derby a couple weeks ago.
I was.
How'd you do?
Well, I thought I was going to do a lot better, but it was a little harder than I thought.
Yeah. That ball's flying in. It's 45 feet, right?
Something like that. Yeah. It was, I also haven't picked a bat up in a couple of years. So if I would have gotten a couple more practice swings in, it would have been a little better, but
they had Coach Jones pitching as well. And she pitched at Ball State.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she was throwing it quick.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't easy.
Cause I was standing on the side, watching her throw to a couple other people. I'm like, oh, that's not that fast. It's whatever. It's coming straight.
Yeah.
And I walked out there and she threw the first pitch, and I was like, whoa. So,
Go.
and I was like, so I took a hack at it, and next thing you know, she's throwing change ups and, knuckleballs, whatever. I'm like, I didn't even know that she had that in her arsenal. And it's like, whoa, I've been out of the game for a while.
Yeah.
But that was fun. It was a very fun experience, and, just good to do things like that.
Fun.
Joey, before we let you go here on Heart of the Cardinal, what do you want Ball State fans to know about this Ball State football team?
We're ready. We're tired of letting people down, and honestly letting ourselves down and our own teammates down, and we're going to come out with some different fire this year, and we're going to do this thing right, and we're going to try our hardest, and we're going to be a different team than people have seen in the past, and all I can really say is we're ready, and if you embrace it, if you embrace us another year, we're not going to disappoint.
Love it. That's great.
It's a perfect way to end it. Joey, appreciate you joining the show and can't wait to see what you and the team do.
Of course, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.